everybody, it's Steph Norbury here from Growing Up Community, and as you can see, I'm joined by, it's not Catherine Black as it says on the screen, but Alan Black. And how are you, Alan? Great to see you.
And you, Stephanie? I'm fine, thank you.
Jolly
Hope you're
good.
well.
Very well here, thank you.
Good.
And we were just actually having a little chat before we pressed the record button, and you were just saying, Alan, how frustrating it's been to get supplies of parts recently, whether this is Brexit or whether it's COVID, but it's been very frustrating for you, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Yeah.
And you've been also finding that some of the expertise from your suppliers, in particular, you was explaining about a spring company. Some of the people you've been used to dealing with seem to have either retired out of the industry, and that's also been a bit of a frustration for you.
Yes, it has. I think a lot of companies were relying on the elderly side for the skills side, and to pass it on to the up and coming engineers. And I think this pandemic's just brought all that forward a little bit and left a lot of companies rather short.
Right.
So it's an issue. I think that must be right across Britain, to be honest with you.
Yeah, something that we haven't really heard much about, but I think this skills gap will probably become quite apparent as we move forward now.
Yes.
As people have had to make redundancies as well.
Yes,
And
that's it. Yeah.
you know, hopefully they will encourage more apprenticeships, and we can build that.
Well, that's what we need. But I mean, even for a company our size, we've had younger people that have asked for redundancy. So, you know, I mean, it's not just the elderly people, but we've lost good quality young staff as well. That's just decided. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's happened, doesn't it, Chris? Yeah. So that it's where we are, Stephanie. I mean, Chris was seriously saying to me back end of last week that this week, even though we've got a full order book, we may have to furlough all our manufacturing staff. So, you know, I mean, obviously, all our operational staff are on furlough because we've not.
Right.
We've not seen virtually much revenue from the pubs for almost 12 months now. But our manufacturing side's been really busy, but when you get to the point where you've got machines waiting to go out in the loading bay, and you can't dispatch them because there's 2 or 3 models missing from that mix that we just cannot build because we don't have the parts. We can't send the whole container. So that's another issue. And then on top of that, you've got situations where transport itself is difficult. So, for example, we had a large container going out to Taiwan. The owner of our distributorship over there wanted them to leave middle of November so he could get those jukeboxes to his customers for Christmas presents. He only got them a week ago. On my phone going, can I just never happens.
No,
just sorry, Stephanie.
no
So
I seem to be a nasty echo on my side of the line. I don't know if you can hear it. But on a brighter note, you have had some good news regarding a patent that.
Yes. Yes, I didn't know.
It's not your first patent, I don't think, though, is it?
No, it's not. But this is a funny one, Stephanie. This actually goes back to 1968. Can you believe? So
that was the year before I was born.
Yes. Well, it's one of those things. I mean, I was 24 at the time, and it was one of those ideas that just flashed into my head. I was in the pub just down the road here. I've done a lot of my patents and designs came from the pub down the road. Believe it or believe it not, I designed the entire vinyl jukebox 1979 in that pub, so the Hideaway and Wallbox. But late December 1968 in the pub, Sunday lunchtime, and it was such a simple idea that I didn't even bother drawing it down. It was just something that was so simple and easy. And then I know it was that day because I was working on the house that my future wife and I had just bought down the road here, just 2 streets from the Manston pub. And it was Sunday morning, and I was doing the electrical work, and I realised it was after 12, and I was going to miss meeting my friends, and so I shot down to the pub, and I had missed my friends. So, but instead, I had this flash of an idea, and then I just sat on it because I didn't have anything, I had no way of building it because I didn't have a workshop at that time, and it stuck in my mind till 1970. Have you got time for all this?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. It stuck in my mind till 1972, and I kept thinking I must do that. And then the company I was working with at that time, we bought Ditchburns at Lytham St Anne's. We bought that company out, and they had a workshops there. And so I got one of the young lads, David Boardman, I took him on one side and told him I had a project for him. And that's the start, really, because David Boardman became very important to me because he became my right-hand man as a development engineer for me. He was a brilliant engineer, brilliant mechanical engineer. And to cut a long story short on this episode, I was driving backwards and forwards to Lytham St Anne's from here. That was before the M62, and it was a long, windy road. And one of the weekends, I'd gone out and bought an 8-track cartridge player, which you probably don't remember those. It was a continuous loop tape system with 12 album tracks on. And whilst I was going over to Lytham that particular Monday morning, after I'd installed it in my car on the Saturday, I thought, why am I bothering with old-fashioned LP records when I've got this lovely cartridge system? So I'd cut another long story short, David and I built a 10-player cartridge system instead, which were great. It really worked well. And so I forgot about my LP player again. That was 72. And then in 78, when I formed Sound Leisure, I thought it's time to bring my LP player back. And so I got in touch with a friend and asked him if he knew of any mechanical engineers that could help me with a project. And this chap, nice cat, this chap put me in touch with Phil Patterson, which was a major another break for me because he became the 3rd man in my development team. So this LP mechanism gave me 2 of the finest people I could have looked for. We were partners, okay? And
I've got it behind you, haven't you?
Yes, it's behind me. Yeah. So
can you explain what it is and what it does?
Just let me finish because
sorry.
Phil, I explained it to Phil what I wanted, and Phil went away and made an absolute mess of it. It was supposed to be this size that you see behind me, and Phil came back with it 4 times that size. So I thought, blow that, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to build a 45 vinyl jukebox and forget the 12-inch. So that's the history. And I give you the history because it gave me Dave Boardman, it gave me Phil Patterson, and we designed and developed virtually everything this company has made since 78. And then 2016, I thought, I'm knocking on a bit now. Now is the time. I'm going to really do this. And that's what I did. So in 2016, we got it going. And then tongue in cheek, Stephanie, I thought I'm going to put a patent on this, but there's no chance because it's stood there 53 years. And I gave it to my patent agent, who's been with me for 50 years, believe it or believe it not. Not him personally, but the company.
Yeah.
But he's been with me 30 years. And we did it. We filed it in America, China, Europe, and the UK initially. And within 3 months, Jonathan, the patent agent, said, "You're going to be lucky with this, Al, because there hasn't been a single objection." Now it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to do that. And I couldn't believe it, because you'd think in 50 odd years, Stephanie, there'd be a load of linking people that would have done that. And it's just sailed through. I got the Americans just passed it. I've got my American patent. The Europeans are obviously messing about, but it's going straight through. There's no objections, and the UK similarly so. Jonathan says to me, "We're going to be in trouble with China because they never pass anything." And they passed it. There was one objection, and it was to do with the wording. That they thought would use the wrong. Not me, but the patent agent had used the wrong word, and he wanted the one word amended. So other than that, I'm just absolutely gobsmacked, because there's always numerous infringements and objections, and there haven't been any. So
Fantastic. So this is, what do you call it? The auto flip mechanism?
Yes.
Is that what you call it?
Yes. Yes.
Right. And well, can you explain, because we haven't really explained to everybody what it actually does. So it takes the 12-inch, and we can see the rack behind you there.
Yeah.
So I presume the 12 inches will sit in those compartments there,
Yes, that's
in those
right.
slots.
Yeah.
And then there's an arm I know that's missing, but that will pull them out
Yeah.
and flip them over onto the turntable. And you can
Yes.
just make out on the screen behind you, there is a turntable at the top above those slots, and that's where it gets played. And it can then actually flip over again, to play the reverse side, the B side of the 12-inch.
Yes. Yes. That's
right. Fantastic. And of course, we thought that vinyl, of course, was, as you say, passé a couple of decades ago, but there's been a massive amount of interest again in vinyl, and you've got vinyl jukeboxes, which really were hugely exciting. So you've got 12-inch jukeboxes as well as the 45s, haven't you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant.
So what it basically means is that, from my point of view, is that Sound Leisure has got a 45 system, a CD system, a digital system, and an LP system. So that covers at the minute all the aspects of musical entertainment. But what it means is that the player you see behind me it'll play 10 LPs and 20 sides, but we can build a 20 player, which we have built, which will play 20 33 1/3 LPs and 40 sides. So when you consider where the company's going, which is not just jukeboxes, but home entertainment systems and pieces of furniture. In other words, we have our cabinet shop. So now, I'm sat in a room now, and I'm looking at a piece of furniture which we can't show you, but it's a beautiful piece of furniture.
The other side of me, there is a piece of furniture that's secret. It's under a non-disclosure. We can't see it, unfortunately.
Yes, and in fact, the unit that you see behind me is going into a piece of furniture that is so expensive, Stephanie. It's over £100,000. So this is the area where we're moving into.
Yes,
the,
into
the
really
very,
high
the
luxury.
very, very high end homes, and not just period jukeboxes or 50s jukeboxes or 60s, but furniture that's going into high end homes, because you've got every unit, all these units that I'm talking about here, all right, it'll play a 33 1/3 record, but it's also got Bluetooth. So you're streaming, so it's a complete system.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. So that's why it was important to get the LP player up and running. It's absolute icing on the cake that we've got a patent on it, which, as I say, I'm 76 years old now, and I've never ever applied for a patent and not had numerous objections and complications. This one's been absolutely, I can't express how amazed I am, particularly as, you know, I mean, we sat here, you and I, we have an idea, and we think that's very novel. You bring your patent agent up and you draw it all out, and then 3 months later say, well, there's a guy in Israel done it, there's a guy in blinking Turkey done it. It always happens, and sometimes it's people. I mean, I had an invention that I thought were absolutely unique, and some obscure bloke in America had done it in a shed in blinking Wisconsin or somewhere. Are you with me? I mean, you just don't know, because just people start crazy ideas.
I bet it's quite something to see it actually lift the record, though. I mean, I've got the picture in my eye of in a beautiful piece of furniture, seeing the arm come up with the you know with the 12-inch. And which is quite, I mean, I remember, you know, albums when I was growing up, they're quite a big, it's quite a big thing, really, a 12-inch record. And then to have that automated and laid down and played and then flipped over, I mean, visually, that's a lot more exciting than scrolling through your phone, isn't it, really?
It's art electronics.
Yeah.
It is. It's like a mobile. It's like it's you know, when you look at it, you see mysteriously from within the internal bits of the cabinet a record fly up, and then go on a turntable, and then, are you with me? It's theatre. It is theatre. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Whether it's going to take off or I honestly don't know. But the thing is, I've finally done it. It's out of my hands now.
Wonderful. And are there any other ideas that may make it through to the patent stage that have been lurking, that have been lying fallow in your brain?
Stephanie, there certainly is. There certainly is. I said to Chris, this is my last one, but it's not. No. There's others coming through. There's one that's there now already, but we'll just see. We'll just see.
Yeah.
We just need a bit of luck, and
we do, don't we? And all the years that you've been you know, in business, you've never seen a time like this with the pandemic. But also it must be lovely for you to have your grandson working in the company.
Yeah, it's a complete family business, Stephanie. But saying that, I have lost most of my team. You know, I'm the last one standing of my generation. You know, Phil Patterson's gone, Dave Boardman's gone, Tony Garlick, who's been with me 50 years. I don't know if you remember Tony, but they don't work here anymore. They've all gone. So there's me and a load of young kids now.
Well, the good thing about this industry is that you know, there are still quite a few of you're still a youngster for among many of the people still working in this industry.
Oh, I'm only a young'un.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Well, congratulations. That it's really lovely that you've had your patent passed and that it's gone through so smoothly. Maybe now was the perfect time to do it, to put it through. And
Yeah,
many congratulations.
thank
And
you.
we hope we'll see you at the shows when we're able to meet up again. Maybe you'll
Yeah,
come.
I probably will do. I stopped going because most of my friends stopped going, so I stopped going. But it'd be nice to do a show, another show maybe.
Well, we'll
Just
make sure we do our veterans lunch again and get a few
yeah,
of you
that'll be
together.
nice. Listen, just on another matter, have you heard anything from Barry Kirby or anybody like?
I've not heard from Barry for a while, but I think that Joyce is still in touch with
Right.
him.
I've
So
not heard from Joyce in a long while. Have you, Chris?
Yeah, I speak to her every couple
Oh,
of
he
weeks.
speaks. She never asks about me.
She always asks about she always asks about him, Steph.
exactly. Well, lovely to see you both, and thank you very much. It was nice to get your email this morning all about the patent, and I'm glad we
Right.
managed.
Well, that were nice. I didn't. Yeah, nice seeing you.
Yeah, you
I'll
take
stop
care.
recording that now, Steph.
I'm
And
going to
then
stop recording now. There we go.
Yeah.